what's the next step up your stairway?
The next big step that we are working on, and we're actually in the process as we're speaking right now of getting it done. So my steel player in my band has connections, and because he has his own little production company, so he's got connection with producers and stuff out of Nashville that he's gained over the years. I've gotten a list of songs from songwriters, and we're actually in the process right now of making a trip over there to get a 5-track EP done to release. So we're not going to do any more singles right now. We're just going to try to get that 5-track EP done, so that way whenever people do go on Apple Music or Spotify or whatever, they have more than just that one song to listen to, you know.
Great. I hope you get us the copy of the tracks off of that, because we'd love to be able to share them. Maybe we'll feature one of them here on the show one of these days. It'd be great to have you send that to us when you get it done. I look forward to it, and of course, wish you all the best in the studio. I hope you knock their socks off or their headphones off their ears. It's great. I'm glad to hear you're going that way. And, yeah, you're right. Good to have it on there, so that good to have it up where people can hear it, because, hey, the more they hear you, the more they're going to like you. The more they like you, well, you know the rest of the story. And in this day and age, you just don't make that much money off of single tracks. You got to get out there. You got to get out there and meet the people and interact with them on stage and give them a show, give them their money's worth. And I have a hunch that you're doing just that, because you've got the psyche for that. John Bon Jovial, before we let Layne take his leave and play his next track here, do you have some words of wisdom?
Well, when have you ever known me to have a word or words of wisdom?
Well, you've never been at a lack for words. I'm just trying to be nice. I mean,
well, there is that. There certainly is that.
And we all know I'm a nice guy.
No, I just want to know, Layne, just kind of a twofold answer to the question. We got Drinking Again coming up, your next song, and I want to know what the thought process was going into creating this song. But then let's look beyond that. And, I used to hate it when a sales manager would say to me, well, where do you see yourself in a year or 2 years or whatever? And, of course, it's an impossible question to answer. But where does Layne Allen see himself going here over the next, year or 2 or 3?
I would really like to start doing, like I was saying, we were talking about earlier, the bigger tours and the shows. I want to get out, and I want to see all these places and go to these venues and stuff. So what we're really wanting to do is get on maybe like the rodeo tour, like circuits and the festival circuits and stuff like that, and start trying to do something like that. Just start trying to build a name out there in that world.
That would be a good track. I hadn't thought of that one. I mean, you think of touring, you think of opening shows for artists, and then building up to where you're the headliner. But you're right, the rodeo circuit would be a good one. Also, I have seen artists go through that, and that's a great way to build a fan base too. And we all know that that's the key to the whole thing. Build your fan base. Keep expanding it. Stay in touch with them. Interact with them. That's one thing I've also found that John knows too from artists we've talked with here on the show. The really successful ones are the ones that interact with their fans not only on stage, but now that we have this amazing technology, social media, take advantage of that and interact with them directly there too, because it's a totally different feeling when the artist does the interacting himself rather than have a right-hand man or woman who does the social media for him. When you're on there and you're interacting yourself, well, it's like being in person. It's like life. When you meet a person in person, it's so much better than having somebody tell you, hey, this guy is great, you got to go to him. When you meet the guy in person, you can decide yourself whether he's great or not. Same with social media. These people know, you can sense, you get a feeling of whether the person is real or not, and I love it when artists interact. Well, one of our regulars and one of my better friends, if not my best friend in the music industry, as far as a performer right now, the Oak Ridge Boys and Joe Bonsall, for one. who is responsible for this show, by having a long discussion with me one time about how hard it is to get into this type of thing. And, when you tell somebody that that's going to be awful difficult, you want to be sure and double check. That's the first thing that's going to make them go out and try to do it. And it worked with me. And they also all do their own social media. I know if you send Joe a note on his social media, you get an answer back. You know it's from him. This is really important. Really important. We've got about a minute left. And as you probably heard from my talking with our last guest, we believe in self-promotion. So go tell the folks how they can find you, find your music, buy your music, and get in touch with you. Here's your stage. Go sell yourself now.
All righty. Well, as far as finding me, I have Instagram, Facebook. I think that's actually the only two social media things that I do. I haven't I lied. I started a TikTok a few weeks ago, so I'm on that too. But my main one is Facebook. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's just Layne Allen, Layne, and then Allen. And that is where I do my dates for the month coming up, whatever we're doing with our music, everything like that. It is mainly for that. You can find me there, and my music is on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora as well. So it's all over the major platforms. Just kind of type in my name, and I'll pop up somewhere.
There you go. And as I told our last guest, I tell all our guests, we are also all over social media, all the places you mentioned and probably a couple others. But I have that page on Facebook you can look for. It's the David Bowers Awards groups page. It's a music page. And that's there for guests on the show and anybody in the music business to post their new releases, their play dates, studio dates, whatever you're doing that you'd like to share with your fans and new fans. That's what the page is there for. You don't have to send me a press release. You can go there, post it directly yourself. We'll pick it up and post it on our other social media sites. So keep that in mind and feel free to use it. That's what it's there for.
Awesome. Cool.
Fantastic. Layne, want to thank you again so much for being here with us. Look forward to getting that EP when you get the tracks laid for that, and look forward, seriously, to having you come back in the future and talk with us again.
All righty, guys. Well, thank y'all so much for having us, and we will be staying in touch. And like I say, whenever we get that EP done and it's all finalized, we'll get it over to y'all for sure.
Look forward to that. Thank you again so much. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Layne Allen. He's from Beaumont, Texas, and he's drinking again.
I guess you could say I'm a little acquainted with all these drinks and old bar flies and that pretty blonde-haired waitress. But I don't plan on leaving anytime soon, 'cause I can't bear the thought of being with you. I could get up off of this bar stool, walk out that door like a damn fool, tell myself and all my friends I quit drinking again, knowing that I'll be seeing your face with this. Just like that, I'll be drinking again. Poison in a black label bottle's got me wide open with my foot on the throttle. Whenever you're not around, and I keep throwing them down. And I could get up off of this bar stool, walk out that door like a damn fool, tell myself and all my friends I quit drinking again, knowing that I'll be seeing your face with this. Just like that, I'll be drinking again. damn fool. Tell myself and all my friends I quit drinking again, knowing that I'll be seeing your face with his. And just like that, I'll be drinking again. Yeah, I'll be drinking again.
Well, there we go, Layne Allen, drinking again. When you mentioned that on the show, John, I thought you were talking about we had been out drinking again. I didn't want to, give Layne the wrong impression there.
Well, I mean, look, we've never done that before. We're, when it comes to alcohol, we're virgins. We would never stoop so low as to, imbibe in the devil's brew.
And it has been,
gosh,
it has been a long time since we never did that before too. So
yes, it has been. It's been a hell of a long time since we've never done that, and I would like to never do that again with you again soon, sometime.
We definitely should work on that, folks. You definitely should work on joining us back here again next week for another hour of music and madness and some of the greatest indie talent in the world. We look forward to that. We thank Nick King and Layne Allen for being here with us today, and we look forward to John Bon Jovial taking us home.
Oh, indeed, indeed. And folks, thank you so much for spending the hour with us. You've done it again. Another perfectly good hour spent with us here at the David Bowers Awards, and we are always eternally grateful for your presence here, and I am not kidding when I say that. The David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and we are available for free on most of the major streaming services. I got to try that again. I got mushmouth. I think it's because I got preoccupied by saying that, of course, we also come to you from the Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona. So, please forgive me for that. And, of course, this is why we have razor blades for editing, right, David? Of course. So join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFC FM 106.3 FM in Rochester, New York. That, of course, being Rochester Free Radio. And Blog Talk Radio, Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. UTC. So until next week, for the David Bowers and all of our crew of rejects here at the Radio Ranchero, this is John Bon Jovial, the legendary one, saying love each other, be good to each other, keep washing your hands, wear those masks despite what they say, and we'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.